Good morning. This is the recording for Sunday, October 22nd. Yesterday, we discussed that for the healing process to start, it's not enough to keep telling the story of our hurt over and over again. We have to actually connect with the raw feelings underlying the story and name our hurt. But how do we know when an injury must be named rather than simply shrugged off? It may seem like a full-time job to go through the whole forgiveness process every time someone insults or slights us, or on every occasion when our pride is wounded. Desmond Tutu says, the truth is we do need to engage in the forgiveness process whenever there is an injury or violation, no matter how big or small. It's just that sometimes we traverse the cycle of forgiveness so rapidly, we barely notice our feet touching the steps. For example, when your 2-year-old at play knocks over your favorite vase, you might swing around and smack her hand, which would be a useless act of retaliation, masquerading as discipline. Or you could say, "Oh no, I love that vase. It was a birthday gift from my best friend. I'm so sad. We should play that game outside next time. But right now, let's just sweep up the mess." In these scenarios, all the steps of the fourfold path of forgiveness are present. At the very beginning, when the vase is broken, you stand at the fork in the road and choose to walk the path of forgiveness or the path of retaliation. If you choose the path of forgiveness, you tell the story, "Oh no, I love that vase. It was a birthday gift from my best friend." Then you name the hurt. "I'm so sad." And then you acknowledge that your 2-year-old is a human toddler with much to learn, and accept that the broken vase could not be unbroken. And finally, you choose to renew the relationship of a loving parent and an active child. And all of this happens in a split second. So how do we know when we need to walk the cycle of forgiveness more slowly, more deliberately? Of course, there are no hard and fast rules. Unfortunately, we cannot categorize all the different types of hurt and tell you what will take time and what won't. Each of us is different, and each of us will approach harm differently depending on our circumstances. The most important thing to remember is that we all need to share our sorrows, pains, fears, and grief. A physical wound is sometimes the easiest to name, forgive, and heal from because it is so obvious and so tangible. A psychological wound is harder to name. It can attack our sense of safety, our need for acceptance and belonging, our identity, and our sense of worth as a human being. Humiliation can cut just as deeply as the sharpest of blades. We can call out for help when someone is attacking us physically, but what aid do we need when the attack is emotional, when we feel ignored or rejected or slighted? In her book Dignity, Donna Hicks explains that the pain felt from everyday assaults on our dignity are not imaginary. They can undermine our self-worth and our relationships with others. She also points out that neuroscientists have shown that a psychological wound, such as being excluded, stimulates the same part of the brain that is stimulated when there is a physical wound. In other words, our brains process and feel these injuries in the same exact way. Isn't that fascinating? Personally, I can totally confirm that because when I work privately with clients who have chronic physical pain and with clients who have chronic anxiety or depression, we tackle these issues with the same tools. It's just mind boggling. So, our brain doesn't distinguish one type of hurt from another, physical from psychological. By the way, that research dispels the old children's rhyme that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. In fact, words do hurt us. Whether pain is felt physically or emotionally, we face the same set of questions about how we will respond or react. If you hit me, do I hit you back? If you call me a name, do I find an even stronger insult to hurl back at you? If you dehumanize me, do I find a way to diminish your dignity or find someone else to oppress to make myself feel better? The never-ending cycle of revenge and retaliation, of hurt begetting hurt, of payback and vengeance, can be physical, verbal, or emotional. But the mechanism is always the same. And the bottom line here is we must tell the story and name the emotion in all circumstances when we feel hurt. We must never stuff it down, never push it under the rug, because never naming the hurt can have unimaginable consequences in the way we present ourselves in the world, in the way we interact with people, even in our most intimate relationships. So today, let's do another practice of going beyond the story and connecting with the underlying hurt, just like we did yesterday. And you can pick the same hurt and see how it feels today, or you can choose to work with another situation. Totally up to you. Take a comfortable position and take a few moments to settle. Settle into your body, your heart, your mind. Settle into this moment, right here, right now. Allowing your breath be nice and soft and natural. Find some spaciousness in your breathing so that all the experiences of the present moment can flow through you as energy that they are, without struggle. First, create a safe space. Remember, it can be real or imaginary. It can be the same place you've worked with for the past couple of days or something totally different. Whatever it is, inhabit it. Feel that you're really there. Feel that you're safe. Now notice that someone is calling for you in a voice that's filled with warmth, love, and delight. When you're ready, welcome this person into your safe space. And notice how the person's presence increases your sense of safety, increases your sense of assurance. Who is your companion today? Is the person the same as in the past couple of days, or is it somebody different? Whoever it is, this person is accepting, affirming, utterly trustworthy. Notice that between you and your companion there is an open box, the box of your sorrows. In the past couple of days, you have already told your companion the story of the hurt you carry, openly and honestly. Now it's the time to connect with the actual feelings associated with this hurt, to drop the story, connecting with your underlying emotion. And remember that your companion is here just to listen, just to witness your exploration. Nothing more, nothing less. So what is beyond the story here? What does the emotion associated with this hurt feel like? What's its texture, color? Where is it located in your body? How does it feel like? Try to connect with a felt sense of the emotion, bypassing the words. But of course, if thoughts come up, just note, thinking, no judgment, and simply come back to experiencing. If you can't help but describe your felt sense of the emotion with some words, keep asking yourself, what does this word feel like? What does that word feel like? If you stumble upon a really strong emotion that is overwhelming, maybe breathe a little bit deeper, but remember, you are not trying to breathe the feeling away. We're just trying to connect with it viscerally, to really feel it. And whatever you're feeling right now, simply sit with it. Sit in the home base of your being, the vast spaciousness of your mind, the open dimension of your being. When you feel done, notice that your box of sorrows got filled with this emotion or these emotions that you felt, and close it up. Hand the box to your trusted companion, and remember that you can ask for it back whenever you need it, if you ever want to revisit this. You just don't need to carry those sorrows alone any longer. Now it's you and your trusted companion sharing your sorrows. When you are ready, leave your place of safety, but first say thank you to your trusted companion. Thank you to the safety place itself. Thank you to yourself for doing this powerful work. Place your hands on your heart and send yourself the energy of loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and mind. May I feel safe, protected, at ease. May I know deep, natural peace. And as usual, as you gently let go of this practice, notice what's going on for you, physically, emotionally, mentally. How are you really? And as you go through your day today, I invite you to contemplate the fact that your brain processes and feels physical and psychological injuries in the same exact way. And perhaps you can even remember a story of a physical injury and a story of a psychological injury that manifested themselves in a very similar way. If you keep a forgiveness journal, that would be a good idea to write something about it. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.